welcome to another edition of Political Matters Arising. We have a lot to discuss today. Hope you remain with us and see how we throw light into some of these topics. A lot of election activities when we are just much more than 2 years away from general election. Hello guys, are you feeling like election is tomorrow?
Election, okay. We're not seeing what we term as dividends of election.
Political activities are just too much. From Abure, this, from Maja Coalition, a lot of activities. That's our Consultative Forum has come out to say that politicians are just about, which word will I use to summarize theirs, are very insensitive to the plight of the people. They are already talking about 2027 election. The one we did for 2023, the benefits are not even there. Peter, how do you look at that?
Wow. They say early preparation
Prevent poor performance.
You see, from that angle, it's not too early. But the truth should be told. This election campaign began the first day they were elected into office. They moved into office. That is
the mindset of Nigerian politicians. If just entered, you're talking about second term. If not even fulfilled their campaign promises, if not even done 10%, a lot of them have not even done up to 10% of their campaign promises, and they've started thinking about 2027, which is more than 2 years ahead. And this is unacceptable. Why did I say it's not acceptable? Now you're going to vote more in money for it. You're going to abandon your primary responsibility of governance. You're going to get people all these sacrifices all around you, promising you heaven and earth. It is still very early for this. Deliver on your mandate first. When you deliver on your mandate, then we'll talk about election when the time comes. That's my take on this.
Okay, yes, Kisley, very good groundwork, definitely. Arewa Consultative Forum are very, very vocal on this. Generally, isn't it too early to start talking about 2027 general election?
First of all, let's look at how they started. They first of all started by berating the ruling party that Tinubu is looking forward to 2027 when he has not delivered on the mandate that is given to him.
And he has also not told anybody is interested in it.
Exactly, but we can see posters, even at the Hilton. If you go to the Hilton, you will see some snippets of its adverts there, billboard all over the place. As of today, the governor of Edo State that has not come out of election issues.
Tribunal
is launching the president for 2027. Yeah, he just came in as governor.
No, his own can be debatable. Hold on. Get me. I'm not trying to. I'm not holding brief for
That's
you.
why my mouth is open for you.
I'm not holding brief for you. You know, psychopathy, like he pointed out, works a lot for this politician. You see, Obebolo is passing through litigation. The tribunal is just one step. Okay, he will continue this psychopathy such that the president will be on his side throughout this litigation.
Okay, I'm beginning to see you like one of those Nigerians now.
Yes.
Because as it is right now, is it the president that gives the judiciary or that judges for the judiciary?
It's not, but any politician will pick support from anywhere they can find it.
No. You have not even answered my question. Yeah. Is it the judiciary? Does it belong to Tinubu now?
No, of course not. But
so
I'm just told
the people that will decide whether he stays or not should be the ones that voted him in.
Certainly.
He should work for them and let them get what they voted him for.
But I can tell you that the reason behind Obebolo's exalted psychopathy is to gain support through the litigation. That I can tell.
Did he tell you that?
Do you think he's not?
Did he tell you that?
He needs support. He needs every help he can get. So, I wouldn't blame him for
Really? That's politicians for you. We are not holding Bruce for him, but I can tell you that's politician for you. And essentially, it shouldn't be, but putting up Babylon because his own is off-cycle election.
Yeah, so
let's get to the other.
The other one.
Voted in by 2023.
So the Arewa Consultative Forum say that Tinubu should forget about 2027 and fix the economy, fix the insecurity, fix the social issues that we have. These things are glaring. Now, of all the other ones, of course, we heard Rotimi Amechi said power has to be wrestled out of them. Of course, they can be planning, but he can be on governance and making sure that all the opposition will be shut down by what's it called?
Performance
Driven.
results, yes.
Should be performance driven, not a president that will see going to France every day and go and be resting and live on this side song.
Okay, Peter, is it reasonable to think that both the oppositions who are not in power, those who lost the election, should have the same timeline with those who won? We think those who are in governance now should, even though the oppositions are planning for coalition and all that, they need to put themselves together.
Yeah.
But the ruling party, shouldn't they concentrate on governance?
They should, though. They should, because they be elected into office to deliver on the mandate. They should focus on their mandate. Now, time for elections will come. But opposition, this is time for them to put their house in order. This is time for them to start merging, conferencing, meeting, and agreeing on what to do. But for the ruling party, for me, not just only at federal level, but
Yeah,
state level,
yeah.
focus on your mandate. You promise so much. Deliver on those things. And I can tell you for free, if you deliver on those things, Nigerians will get you back. But you've not done anything. You're talking about re-election.
But my problem is, I'll get to Kingsley, I'll come to you. My problem is Nigerians have not become so good in understanding the difference between election and re-election. You still see Nigerians during re-election listening to promises. During election, you can listen to promises. During re-election, you should actually look at performance.
Yes.
Do you think Nigerians by 2027 will be so politically educated to evaluate APC by their performance?
No, Nigerians are hungry, so they don't have time for education. All they need is food, and APC knows what Nigeria needs. They're talking of rices, they're talking of red oil, ground oil, which they will distribute, and people will take it and vote for them. They know the game. They know Nigerians are hungry. They will perpetually keep them hungry, so that at the end of the day, they'll give them these peanuts and they'll jump at it and vote them in.
Okay, Kingsley, we are looking at only at federal level, but at state level, not every state is being ruled by APC, for example. And you notice that some of these governors are already in tune with second tenure. Some are thinking of joining APC for their re-election. Do you understand? It's what Arewa Consultative Forum has said. Don't you think it's something that should cut across both the governors, even the senators? Because I can tell you now, the dangers of this premature campaign. Rather than senators distribute their constituency projects and all that evenly to the people, it could be targeted towards those that will work for them during the election. How injurious is this to our politics?
Well, if you look at it very well, you find out that what they have in their hands are tools to which they fight to come back for election, especially those at the Senate and House of Representatives. The constituent projects are things that they have to fight. So if you vote for me when I'm coming, that's when you see that when they are getting towards very close to election, they begin to give a lot of
empowerment
in quotes. What are they empowering? Government empowers everybody. There are projects that should be beneficial, not only one person, but for everybody. It has become a norm. You guys just said it just now. What Okpebolo is doing. Everything they are doing now has become a norm that is being done. Yesterday, today, and forever. We can't run away from it. That's where we are now. Except there is a strong demand by the people to say, what have you done? Let us see what you have done. For example, we all know that they are fighting very hard to make sure they get Abuja as a senatorial district to which they win.
Okay, beyond releasing a statement from Arewa Consultative Forum, which is very, very good at this time, and quite
timely.
Resonating with the people. But is there a way to bring in Nigerians to actually demand that those they are elected should focus on governance, not another round of campaign, premature campaign? Is there a way of galvanizing the people? This is, if you say anything, there's no protest or whatever. Is there any way of galvanizing the people at this time? Forget about we are hungry, at least we are breathing, we are still waking up. Is there a way to galvanize people to get their elected officials, elected Is it governors or whoever government, all of them?
Yes,
to focus.
Arewa Consultative Forum has started it. Let's keep talking about it. Let's keep hammering it. They should deliver on their mandates. They not stop talking about it. Our elder statement, Obasanjo, Atiku, leave running for presidency. Let's talk about what's happening in this country.
Let's introduce another
no, let's keep talking about this.
You are now working with APC. Are you an APC spokesman? Because Kingsley, let's get to this. Peter has just told Atiku to stop running. You know, APC discarded Atiku and say,
no, this there's a guy that advised both of them, Atiku and El-Rufai, to stop running for public office. He told Atiku that join Namadi Sambo as an elder statesman and advise the people. Do you understand? And to El-Rufai said, why are you bothering yourself?
Although El-Rufai, like I've said, I've not heard him categorically talked about being on the ballot. I say no statement on that. He just wants, what he claimed was that the philosophy they had establishing APC in 2013, 2014 has been abandoned. Okay, that was what his complaint before he left APC towards SDP, where he thinks he can work together with them and probably challenge Asiwaju come 2027. There's these people are just speculating he's going to run with anybody.
No, it's not generally that he's going to run. That is still very prominent on the political space is an issue to an extent. The space, for example, he has a son that is in the House of Representatives. He should empower him and be more active to push forward his opinion.
But do you think Atiku should forget about running at all?
Is that an advice? Him by himself should know by now he should stop running. That's the real truth. It has not benefited him, or he has benefited him whichever way. He should stop running and be an elder statesman. That's all. But the way he's going, I think
Atiku is older than Asiwaju, your current president.
Asiwaju is a young man. He's 74.
Yes, you're right.
You know, somebody said we should stop laughing. He said we are talking about things that concern this country. We are laughing.
Okay, you're right. Asiwaju is a very young man.
He's just 74. Atiku is 80.
Almost 80. And Asiwaju is just
74.
Asiwaju is just 72. That's true. Yeah, Asiwaju is just 72. It's true. Thank you for drawing my attention to that. So I wasn't.
Please stop me making those kind of mistakes.
It was an error. Sorry about that. So sorry, viewers. That was an error. I forgot that Asiwaju just celebrated his birthday. So
he just celebrated 74th birthday.
All right. So that's true. Then Atiku, you support Atiku should join the other statesmen in advising Nigeria and stop running.
For me, he has done his bit for this country. He has done all he could do. He has wanted that Oval Office. It has not happened. For me, the age is not on his side. To have younger generations that are vibrant, that can unite this country. He is on the old block. I think there should be a shift from the old block. Atiku. That's my advice to you.
But I'm certain that is not the same advice you have for El-Rufai.
Sit back.
That's not what you have for El-Rufai.
Galvanize people.
Is that the same advice you have for El-Rufai?
No, El-Rufai has proven capacity. Yes, just shoot about El-Rufai. He has proven capacity.
And he's still very young.
Once a minister of FCT, he showed capacity. He showed it in Kaduna. There are other things working against him. He's still young. He can run and govern this country well.
Okay.
What Atiku?
You see, we have seen a lot of people that have contested for election, for example, in the US. Took someone like Mitt Romney. When it got to that extent that he contested for presidency and he didn't get it, he faced his business. Yeah. And so many of them of that like. People like...
What is Atiku's business that you know?
Shipping.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, right, let's move away. We can't stop talking this, but I want to ask this question. Kingsley, who is running LP now?
LP?
Labour Party, yes.
So LP has 3 heads now. One is...
How many tails?
Only one tail. Is that like a Medusa? Or, LP has three heads now, as it is now. Abure led LP. Nenadi led LP. And Apapa led LP. So that's where we are stuck at right now. Well, let them lead it very well. I hope one will not say I'm going straight, the other one say I'm going here, the other one say I'm going here. That's confusion. But I don't think they have the nation at heart. If they do, they will all come together. I don't think they have the party at heart as well. If not, they will all come together. All this one that somebody say, Bure should forget LP, this one, that one. But you see, one of the things I really looked into in that LP matter is that the owners of LP, which is Labour, is Labour's party, are saying that Bure should go.
That's where you're worried about. That's what you're worried about.
Yes, that's what I'm concerned about. If the owners of the house say, leave my house alone, leave their house alone.
Okay, what do you think led to the emergence of Arabambi, canvassing for Apapa? Let me put it that way. Let me state it that way. Thinking Apapa.
It's based on the Supreme Court judgment that said Aburo's time then has expired. But Apapa and Abure, I think they were elected into office at the same time. Right. If Abure's time has expired,
Apapa time has expired.
So I don't know why he's holding on to his substantive chairman of that party. If their time has expired, it has expired. He too has to go. So there's so much issue to be resolved there
that are not being resolved. Now we all know what's happening in the LP. There was a meeting that they all had and said that at the expiration of your tenure, you will leave the stage. And it was signed and he agreed. Now, before the expiration of that tenure, he went and did a convention in Anambra. And according to what we were explaining yesterday, INEC was not in that convention. And for INEC not to be in that convention is null and void. Now, that's one side of the story. Now, how did the Nadi also now come into being?
Yeah.
The big wigs in the party, which are the, what do they call them again?
Is it the First National Working Committee?
Yes. The OT and all is
they are not even the National Working Committee.
There's a name they call them.
I think they are NEC in their own.
Now, those ones also now came about and say, okay, let's have somebody in acting capacity. Is it provided for by the constitution?
They have their own constitution.
Yes.
But let's not get into that because
it's a wild.
Yeah, and apart from that, you mentioned something very topical, which is that INEC eventually is going to determine who is the party as it is, if no further litigation is initiated, or if there's
as the Supreme Court judgment is now, except they unjudge themselves, is the fact that we don't judge political parties.
That's right.
These are political parties. So there should be no injunction or counter-injunction. And that's one to be sacrosanct right now. For any political party going to the courts.
Yeah, well, they can't. One thing is, when the Supreme Court says you can go and settle your matter, it means you have your policy to abide by.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But you are not going to remove court if the fundamental laws are broken in abiding by your
fundamental laws of INEC? If it's of INEC, yes.
I'm coming now. If the Supreme Court says go and settle your matter,
yes,
Abure understood it that, oh, my tenure is expired,
yes,
and I'm going home. It's peaceful. Then Nenadi and Co continues with INEC. INEC accepts them. Then it's peaceful. But if INEC accepts Nenadi's submission, for example, which they did 2 days ago, and Abure says, no, you are not supposed to accept it. We were the National Working Committee when we conducted it.
Okay, that cannot go to court.
That can,
because INEC has now taken side with a particular...
Okay, so there's a displeased person. A displeased person doesn't go home. A displeased person goes to court.
So that one is not now based on party constitution.
Yeah,
it's now based on INEC set up
the
political party.
Of the judgment.
Yeah,
do you understand? So particularly when they are claiming that they didn't know any time that
INEC has not taken a position.
They have not.
So the Nenadi-led faction, which all the mostly elected members of the party
PDP is with them.
All the elected
OT
members,
is with them.
all the senators.
But the only problem now is Abure has all the state chairmen with him, has all the local government chairmen with him, has all the ward chairmen with him, has all the senatorial district chairmen with him.
But they attend
No, I want to leave Peter to say something.
Well, most of them, they didn't come through Congress. They were appointed.
No, but they were the one working.
But their time also has expired.
So that's
For
not the
the fact
question.
that Supreme Court even mention of Aburi's time has expired, this time has ended, speaks volume. As you said earlier, it's not about selfish interest. This people, is one family. Labour was nowhere till last election. They've been there, but they were not there. It's just simple, selfish, personal interest. They could work together and resolve this thing.
So what we are waiting on now is INEC to say
to see how
this
this
is the real.
These are adults. They
No,
could
no.
resolve this
It's INEC
they are failed on that.
INEC submission that acceptance of the submission of 2 days ago
Yes.
that will
Not
throw the light
determine,
on
yes,
the direction we are
yes,
going to go,
yes,
certainly. Then we were talking about Atiku.
Yes.
There's somebody by the side from PDP, I don't know if it's still within their board of trustees, Bode George, it's an elder statesman.
In the party, right?
Yeah, he was.
He has gone to jail for the party.
Yeah, has suffered for the party. He was even saying.
Gone to jail for the party.
Yeah,
he has gone to jail
for 6 months.
For the
yes.
party.
For the party.
For
Yeah,
being
because
PDP.
the jail term was eventually.
Who will talk? The jail is it for PDP or for what?
Don't worry.
He suffered for democracy.
If you say fish swallow Jonah, don't swallow the fish. There was a swallow somewhere.
Let me come to where I'm going on a more serious note.
Yeah.
He said APC is a one-man show. How is APC a one-man show? Which one man? Is it referring to Asiwaju or Ganduje?
Who is that? Who's Ganduje?
The national.
Who brought Ganduje? Was it through a congress? Was it through a congress or convention that Ganduje was brought
So
in?
how can you say APC is a one-man show?
So that's what I'm saying. How did Ganduje come in? That's number one. Now, don't forget that El-Rufai said that NEC has not met, the caucus has not met, right? Now, when he called their attention to it, they hurriedly met. And when did they meet? They didn't go to the party secretariat to meet. They went to Aso Rock to meet. Now, who is the Lord of Aso Rock? The president and commander-in-chief.
But Peter, are you expecting a president not to be prominent in his party's activities?
That is how it's structured in Nigeria. They take
Because we usually call the highest ranking up to a leader.
leader of the party. But for Bode George, I'm a bit concerned. I can have my house on fire, and I'm complaining about my neighbor's house. I'm seeing the smoke. I have not turned off the fire in my own house. PDP is under fire. PDP is not under it. PDP is on fire. Talk about your own house. How do you resolve your own house? Leave APC. How do you resolve your own conflict? PDP has been in conflict for almost eternity. You're talking about APC. You cannot even convene now.
They didn't go into 2023 election united. The problem is further back than LP.
But he talked about his party. He said, my party has an internal way it resolves its problems. And those problems are going to be resolved.
But it's not resolved. And APC is one house.
For 2 years, you've not resolved this.
He's a politician.
APC is not a divided house. You see, no matter how you look at it, APC is still more united today
than PDP.
There are no court cases removing Ganduje or putting Ganduje or whatever. So if somebody, like you said, from PDP, who is saying, because Bode George is a lover of PDP, go. He doesn't joke with it. So if your house is in order, why are you thinking another person's house is a one-man show? If one-man show is going to give them unity, what is wrong with that, Kingsley?
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. He has his opinion to air and talked about APC. Of course, don't forget, all these people are all playing politics. Do you understand? For example, I saw one handle operated by APC supporters. They were praising Apapa for laying claim to LOP.
So you see, there are opportunity for litigation. That's what I'm saying. If Apapa is laying claim and there are people thinking.
Apapa's judgment went to Supreme Court earlier, if I'm correct, but he went to court before the election, and he was saying that he doesn't have a.
But the Supreme Court says that no court has a say in their matter. So, which means that even that all those say are not relevant.
So maybe they will come later.
Apapa's own that if people don't want. Why don't people want? What is the problem with Apapa? Okay, let's get it on. Let's move on to the appointment, the error in appointment. The federal government came out to to apologize. It's not like what these are federal governments.
Maybe that proverb you've been saying, or that prophecy you've been saying, that there will be a turnaround.
I kept saying that there can be a miracle between now and 2027.
I think I'm seeing the miracle now. I think I'm seeing the miracle. If the APC, from what I know, can help to galvanize the middle class and empower the middle class and bring interest rate down and roll the economy, bring in that excess money from subsidies and bring it into development, right? And also tell us through the states what they give to the states. Through some of these federal government agencies, like, the states have either the Super Deck or and all those, as well, Niger Delta and all those things. And I saw this guy on TV today. What's this guy's name now? The former spokesperson for the former vice president.
Atiku.
I know.
Nanadi?
No, I remember his name now. He said that the president is not always aware of so many of those things that are happening.
Okay. How can you say the president is not aware?
He's not aware.
And no action is taken against the person?
When the thing is brought to fore,
Yeah.
if the president is an employer, right, of the president, because all the people in the executive is the president that kind of employ them, so he can hire and he can fire.
Yeah, but Peter, how did you think error crept into federal government appointment list? We'll give them credit for the apology because they never apologized before. Otherwise, they will say that one that was released was fake.
That's why we are saying that joy is coming.
Yeah. So how did you think error like that crept in?
When they call them bank down, they publish a list, and the list is incorrect. So it's not that you have no way out.
But
here.
appointment,
they are trying to justify the appointment is spread. Let me take an example from my state. A former senator from my state is made chairman of Uniport governing board as an appointment. How significant is that appointment? That's what Nigerians asked. You don't come and tell me that Northwest got 20, South got 13. What significant are those appointments? The key appointment, where are they going to? To which zone? That's what we're asking. Don't come and show us a list that you appointed everybody from every zone. The key appointment goes to a particular zone. That is what Nigerians are saying. We're not denying the fact that the appointment has gone wrong. But the key ones went to a zone.
Okay, Kingsley, what makes us to classify a particular appointment as a key appointment? All appointments are to serve Nigeria.
I'm just hearing a key appointment and not key appointment right now. Okay. Now, taking a cue from what he said, whoever came out and complained about Buhari when he did his appointment. So to an extent, maybe the Democrats in the president is coming forth. The good person in the president is coming forth.
For even spreading.
For even spreading, even coming to analyze to us, and also saying a sorry to Nigerians. Where was Udume when Buhari was appointing everybody from the north? All the major military officer position at the time went to the north. From civil defense to immigration to name it, they all went to the north. And this thing starts today. I'm not giving.
No. Yeah, we're trying to look back.
As in, it should not be that way. But when it start getting bad from the root, let's begin to talk about it.
You're right. He promised to continue where Buhari stopped. Buhari took to a level, they've taken to a high level.
Okay, let's get back to election again. Soludo has said it that Edo State was probably up for grabs. Anambra State is not Edo State. That APC should forget about coming to Anambra State to grab the election. Do you think Soludo is on ground?
You should leave that one to the electorate. The electorate should decide whether he has done well or he has not done well. Do you understand? It's not about Edo State not being Anambra State not being Edo State. The people of Anambra will decide whether he has done well.
Did the people of the state decide?
Yeah,
Well,
they decided.
so
They
Anambra-
decided and voted Okpebholo as their governor.
And the tribunal has confirmed that.
And the tribunal has confirmed that. INEC too has confirmed that.
Yes.
Do you understand? So when they also decide in the state, they should take it hook, line, and sink.
So, do you think Soludo is sufficiently on ground, both in performance and politically and in support? Because sometimes you could perform if you don't. It happened during Jonathan's time. We're not saying there were errors in Jonathan's time, no doubt, but there were certain performances, but the people didn't believe until they now tested Buhari. They now realized, oh, that was. So, do you think Soludo has on ground sufficient performance?
Yeah.
And also the people feel like he's with them and they are with him and they are able to challenge the federal might. You know, off-cycle election, I always sympathize with people in off-cycle election because the federal government concentrates all their efforts on the states.
I think everything is working together for Soludo. Number one, he's contesting under a regional party, APCA. And I know the sentiment about APCA in Anambra. They wouldn't want to throw that party away. But if he dies, if he loses the election, APCA is almost gone. That is one. He said something which is key. He said APC does not have local, they don't have grassroots support. They don't have the structure at the grassroots, that is the actual word. They don't have the structure at the grassroots level. And he needs that to win the election. He's banking on that. So since they don't have full soldiers at the grassroots, then they are not
APC has kind of presented. APC has got a senator.
But he's the governor. That's what
in
he
Anambra.
said.
So you can't. You understand me? You can't complete.
But performance-wise, I think he's doing well. I think he's
Up
doing well.
until the last time there were issues in
he's doing well.
Anambra, it was adjudged that the governor of the state was not doing well.
Okay.
Now he picked up from there. That's just about 5-6 months ago, not too far from now. But there were a lot of high expectation for the president, for the governor, that Chukuma Soludo, to do very well. Given his pedigree, a professor, was chief economic advisor to.
He was a CBN governor.
Even before he got that, he was a chief economic advisor. He woke up and slept with Obasanjo every day. He became a CBN governor. I think it was a 2-time CBN governor. Do you understand? And now, judging from that, coming into the state as a governor with his pedigree, we thought he was going to have a sweeping reform, and good policies.
Particularly when he was so busy attacking Obi.
Exactly. I was going
Obi,
there.
at a point, Obi was forced to say, "You are a professor. Go and do your own."
Exactly. Let me do my own.
I did my own.
I did my own. Simple.
So I go and do your own.
And all that. And he didn't take over from Obi. He took over from Obiano. So I don't know. It's a political field. They are going in there.
Now, the election is not between only APC and APGA. Okay, Labour is coming. Though I'm coming. Though there was a primary election, almost the same day we were doing this other stakeholders meeting here. Okay, Labour is coming. If Labour is able to put their house in order so quickly, this is politics. Put their house in order so quickly.
With Obi's
influence.
Magnanimous.
What do you think is going to happen to Soludo?
If that was possible, VAR wouldn't have left Labour. VAR wants to be a governor of Anambra State.
No, see, VAR is not God. VAR went to APC. Hold on.
Okay.
VAR went to APC that is going to get the ticket. Did he get it? So VAR sarcastic. No, hold on. all the probability calculation that VAR did cannot be relied on. You understand? He went to APC for the ticket and he didn't get it. So let him not determine what is going to happen in Labour. Labour can still put their house in order even in a day. All of them could come tomorrow together. It's okay. For the purpose of this Anambra election, let us honor Obi. Let us calm down. Let us get. You understand? I'm present a formidable candidate, and if Obi campaigns for that person, what will be the fate of Soludo?
It will be a tough election, but there are too many ifs there.
Can I lay?
I'm coming. There are too many ifs here. There are too many probabilities here. I don't see Labour settling in the next 2 months.
It's not magic.
Everybody is holding strong to their own claim.
You don't believe in miracles?
Miracles do happen.
Do you believe in miracles?
Miracles do happen.
Yeah.
But in this politics...
You know I believe in miracles. You know I'm a man of miracles. Right now, I can't even tell you to stand up, you stand.
Try it, let's see.
But you see, political calculations, we can see miracle in there, but political calculations are quite different in a particular way from what we're talking about. If the person doesn't even believe in miracle. Now, let's look at it. I really feel sorry for Valentine Mozigbo. I really feel sorry for him. Number one, he doesn't believe in Obi. Obi won about 90% or so during the
almost 95 there,
during the presidential election in Anambra. Through Obi, the people like Ume came in as senators, right? Into the senator, blah, blah, blah. Now, you couldn't even stick with that, knowing the influence of Obi and how people are passionate about him and go with him to the end. They lured you to Labour. And to APC. And like what I said, that is what you call the Greek gift. He was lured there, and they took him to the altar and slaughtered him. I wish.
That's why I'm telling him that we can't rely on those persons. That kind of calculation. No.
Now, if Labour, to a certain extent, puts their house in order, right, and gets a candidate from Obi, they should honor him and say, Chief, give us a candidate. I'm telling you, Soludo will not know what hit him. He will not. I'm telling you, he will not know what hit him.
Even APC federal might will be in limbo.
I mean, to be in limbo. The people will vote and they will guard their vote. I'm telling you, because of the wild acceptance.
Let me tell you, when Obi was faced with the topic that's how come you got, if you say there was no rigging, how come in Anambra you got almost 95%? Obi told her that he was shocked that there is somebody in Anambra that didn't even vote for him.
And let me also tell you something. Let me also tell you something. The governor, Charles Soludo, watered down Obi's influence in Anambra during the election.
Charles was so obsessed with Obi's presidency that he was practically, he abandoned his own mandate and was practically campaigning against Obi, and he made no meaning.
I mean,
the value is equal to zero.
That is open letter.
Even if there is Obi, I will face
it. The reason I can't open letter to Obi, that way the open letter I told Obi you will not win. So it was so shocking. You're a countryman. When you wrote an open letter that was read by everybody, in that letter, you're not telling him he will not win. But if Labour can get somebody credible, with Obi's backing,
okay, let's dive a little bit to the NBA conference that was supposed to hold in Rivers State.
I applaud them.
Rivers State. You know, it's difficult to discuss politics of Nigeria without discussing Rivers State as it is, because they say one out of 36, one man down. A lot of people died for democracy in Nigeria. Somebody like MKO Abiola, no matter how you look at it, that death is for democracy.
Definitely.
And we have 36 states of the federation. Out of the 36, one man is under the military control. It's not a good news for Nigeria. It's not, any Democrat should not be happy about that. And that's why I'm wondering how Wike and the rest are getting along with saying that a military man is ruling your state. There's no victory there. There's obviously no victory. The NBA said no, they are not going to hold their conference, which was supposed to hold in Rivers. That was supposed to, when NBA conference is in town, the economy benefits. They are going to lose that. The record, they are going to also lose that record. And this legacy is not also good for Rivers State, or maybe for the president himself. I don't know how quickly he can arrest that.
I think if you will allow me to quickly talk about it, if the NBA wants to go further, they should not invite any guests from the government. They can do that.
It's unlikely. I mean,
if they want to press their charges or make their voice to be heard more, they having a congress. A congress is for the NBA, right? They can invite people that are not in government and because democracy is under attack. That's what we are talking about. I mean, there are things you do to they have become a force. It's not a government body. It's an NGO. It's a non-governmental organization. If they really want
But,
to press,
they-
now taking it out of Port Harcourt is, to me, is not enough. They should not invite anybody from the government.
The federal government.
The federal government. To say, we said this, because right now, they have spoken and nobody's listening. And everybody has spoken, the presidency is not listening. And to me, to revert back and say that I made an error, right? I don't think it's a matter of, it should cost them.
Can you imagine the loss that the Rivers State people are facing?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it appears Rivers State people were not considered in this equation of state of emergency.
Before I dive into that, let me clap again for MPA.
Maybe I should join you.
That was loud.
You only clap for them when they do not invite
Yes,
loud.
they should go for that.
That was clear. That was a loud and clear statement. We cannot hold this conference
Under a military
military coverage.
Yes.
Under this kind of rulership. No, NBA is not with court system.
Yeah.
Most of the judges came through there. So why would we subject ourselves under a military atmosphere? Going to River State is a colossal loss to the economy. Whenever NBA, whichever state NBA try to hold their conference, do you know how much that city gains?
The hotel,
Do you know how much
booking,
fully
fully transportation, feeding. I mean, a lot.
Look, let me
The
tell you.
cascade down, the transport system
Yes.
gains, the woman selling food on the road gains, the restaurants gain, the hotels.
And the
There's so much
stimulation
money.
of the youth to go into legal practice and things like that. You know, because this mentorship is the area professional mentorship we don't really talk about.
Yes.
You know, children see it happen. You know, there could be excursion,
Yes.
things around, you know, so a lot of arrangement that
In fact, I should have thought that the NBA should have taken the federal government to court. I'm serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you
They
see,
should do
I've
that.
always said something.
They should do that.
The criticism of the presidency appointing an administrator for River State is not a River State fight.
no, it's not a River State affair.
It's not a River State
Everybody
fight.
has local
In America, they will tell you that we swear allegiance to the Constitution. Who do we swear allegiance to in Nigeria? Is it the president in power or the Constitution that brings us together as a nation? We should be respected. And it should be above everybody, the president and whoever is in power. They should have, first of all, taken the president, whether the similar Fubara, they like his face or not,
No.
should not be a matter.
The fight is not all about Fubara because
Exactly.
the truth remains that Fubara and Wike are one side of one side of each side of the coin.
Yes.
So there's no real.
There's no real. So you are not fighting for anybody.
benefited from Wike dogmatism.
Or wickedness.
After all, so Wike prevented everybody.
Everybody from
so
ruling, yeah.
The fight is not for Fubara; it's for democracy. It has always been.
Do you know that PDP did not campaign in Rivers State during the last election?
Presidency.
The presidency.
Yeah.
We can stop
They
this.
stop them, yeah.
Okay, we are beginning to round up. Well, let's talk about Governor Otu. That's governor of Cross
Cross
River
River.
State. Why are people making so much noise about his 3 weeks absence? I mean, why is it in the news?
He's entitled to a leave.
Was it a leave?
Did he write a letter that he was going to
Was it a
leave? Did he write a letter? That's number one. Number two, did he transfer power to the deputy governor? Right?
Is there a vacuum in power? If you're out there,
And these issues of
No, this is an administrative.
Yeah.
This is an
Was
administrative.
there any valid communication?
We don't know. We don't know. We've not seen it.
But there's no complaint from that end.
From whose end?
No, it's not. We keep
No,
getting this wrong.
this thing is not the office of the deputy
democracy. It's
governor.
not a personal benefit.
It's not a personal
These
benefit.
are not personal benefits.
But I want to this should be automatic. If I'm the governor,
It should, but
I
it's
am-
not, unfortunately. Because why it's not is that if a governor is not around for any reason, the deputy will not just manufacture and know that the governor is not around.
No.
But if there's a communication that I'll be going for so place
But-
and I'll be away for so. Do you understand? There is something instrument.
I think there should be for him to say he has gone on 3 weeks leaves.
Now, people should.
For him to have said it,
No,
there
you
should
see,
be communication.
you see,
When there's
Peter,
no clear
Peter,
communication,
let-
speculation.
So
Was he sick or was
if
he
the governor
that?
transferred a letter through the state assembly that I'm going on leave, my deputy governor will be in charge.
Yes.
I'm not sure. And the leave is going to be for a particular duration.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody that would have been raising an
And he
eyebrow.
said, I'm back with vigor. So what was it? Was it?
It's
You know,
not recharged.
this is happening a lot. Let me tell you. You know, in Nigeria, we focus only. If not that this that of Rivers State was with Wike, who is a little bit loud. You know, I don't have another language.
Are you being conscious with words?
A lot of things are happening in the states that nobody is interested in. Just like people are focused on federal government, on the economy, how they run the nation and all that. You know, Asiwaji came up to tell us something I want us to talk about, that about 65% of the money they allocate, what they earn goes to the state. And we discussed this last year, if you remember, that the people should start holding their
state government
responsible, accountable. Have you seen that happen? Most have passed by.
Who will the state government should hold them responsible?
No.
They are Lord and Master.
They're God.
For example, you see, let me see weight a little bit on the side of the NBA. We have state NBA branches, local government, right? They should also pick up the fight of this democracy. They should let them not wait for them to be fighting from the back when there's any upsurge of power anyway. For example, there's a constitutional declaration that local government are autonomous. Am I correct?
Yes.
The NBA, that's the lawyers, that's what they used to take to court and judge cases based on Supreme Court judgment. Am I correct? Now, why has the NBA not come to criticize people like Ukpebolo for dismantling the local government? Why?
You don't.
You see, because most of the time we don't have to say, this fight doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
No.
Until it gets to you.
Until it gets to you. Until it's going to, they will bar the governor from doing a lot of things. Everybody has power, one way or the other. Until the lawyers are in court, the court will not sit. The NBA can say the court in Edo State are not going to sit until the governor does what is right.
Also not a partisan organization. So oftentimes when things originate from parties and there are partisan interests, they try to avoid being involved. Otherwise, you'll be seen as aiding.
No, Okafor, I don't agree. No. Being partisan in this matter is being a matter of policy and government decision. But when it has to fall on fundamental constitutional
issue, like they did now in Rivers.
Exactly.
What they did in Rivers now is...
They can as well, because what affects one state will affect the another one. These are constitutional. Another governor can just stand up. Okay, the same thing is happening in Osho State now. What have the NBA said about it?
You know, let me tell you,
like I said, states don't just hold NBA responsible here. What are the states house doing?
Oh, they are captured. They are captured states.
And what you have to know is that ABA is established with certain objectives.
Yes.
Do you understand? You can't be acting or traverse, you know. So no matter how you look at this one, these issues of Rivers affected them very, very directly because their conference is already there.
Yeah,
NBA, but I'm coming.
Yes.
NBA has members who support Wiki. NBA has members who support Fubara.
Yes.
NBA has members who neither support Wiki.
But they took the decision.
But they took it because their conference in general was to be in Port Harcourt. It affects them directly. If it didn't affect them directly, they are limited in what they can do.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do lawyers judge based on what they like or what they don't like?
No, it's not by
They
like.
judge by what is on the law.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
That's why we say the law is not moral.
Yeah.
The law doesn't look at morality,
Yeah.
look at legality.
That's right.
Am I correct?
That's right.
The same thing we're talking about. Whether you like it or not is based on decision or judgments that are coming from the Supreme Court that are sacrosanct. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So the same thing, they should stand up and defend democracy.
Particularly when it comes to a judgment that is a determined.
That's determined already.
Yeah, particularly at the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court judgment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I got that clearly. That's very fine. Yeah. So MB has that voice to lead, particularly when people look up to their voices, you know, to act in certain ways. Yeah. So we want to wrap up with this state of emergency. Now, the finances that are what's the name of it? IBAS.
Yes.
Is expending and running and using. How is it appropriated? The NAS came up the other time to they rose up to them slightly though. You are not above the law. We are going to set up a committee to control you. These finances, is it Rivers State finances or federal finances?
Obviously, Rivers State finances. It's very obvious because we've been told that the money has been released to him.
But it's a federal project. It should be federal finance.
Okay, we are going to come back and hopefully when the House sets up committees on Rivers State
and reconvene,
we'll make efforts to reach out to them so they let us know under what law are they appropriating the finances of Rivers.
And also appointing caretaker committees.
There are a lot of matters arising. We wanted to go into forensic, but the time is against us. We wanted to talk about Burkina Faso. We wanted to talk about Trump's tariff. You know, the other time advised African leaders to invest in youth so that they can avoid Trump's tariff. Maybe on our next news insight, we can dwell on that. Starting from Monday, hopefully. Thank you guys for being around, and thank you viewers for hanging around. It's been a wonderful time having you. I will hope you tune in next time. Until that time, thank you very much.